Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round number 3, the Chinese Grand Prix for Season 4. And right now, as things stand in the championship, we are 10 points behind our teammate, Valtteri Bottas, right now, who's doing a fantastic job. If you don't remember what happened last time out, please go check out what happened, because we did very well at the Bahrain Grand Prix, finishing in second, and Valtteri finishing in first, taking the Silver Arrows first 1-2 of the season. Obviously, I don't know how many more 1-2s we're going to get this season, but if and hopefully things will go like that around other circuits as well. Hopefully it won't be a one-off. I don't think it will be a one-off based where our car is. I honestly think there are going to be circuits where our car is going to be the king, circuits where the Red Bull's going to be king, and circuits even where McLaren are going to be king. But nonetheless, we'll get into the Chinese Grand Prix. One of, in my opinion, well, not the greatest circuit, but certainly a very nice circuit. So, obviously, for me, I really do like this circuit. It's a nice configuration. You got some nice corners that you have to commit through. For example, turns 5, 6, 7, and 8, especially 5 and 6. But you know, and then you got some corners where you have to be quite intelligent about. For instance, turn 1 and 2. It's not a corner where you can just take any old line into it. Well, there is multiple lines, but really, you got to make sure you get whatever line you choose. You got to make sure you maximize that line going into turn 1 and 2, of course. So it's not as easy as what may meet the eye here. So we'll get into our first practice program. We're going to do the track acclimatization today, and we'll probably do fuel management maybe. So if you don't know what happened last time out, basically my teammate won the Grand Prix at Bahrain. We came home in second, so a fantastic result for us two. Obviously taking the team's first 1-2 podium. Oh dear, crashing where Giovinazzi crashed. But taking the team's first podium, or 1-2. Oh dear, doing that again now. That's bad. Not a great way to start the weekend. But yeah, we took the team's first podium, okay, last time out. And the team's first 1-2 podium of the season. And we're the first team to actually get a result like that this season, in terms of racing. So that's not bad for us, of course. That's good going forward. And hopefully we'll carry that momentum into today's event, or today's race. We drove quite well in my opinion, both myself and my teammate. Not many faults. Yes, I did spin a little bit. I sort of went into a half slide, tapped also Ricciardo's front wing, and basically that sort of hampered Ricciardo's race. Has it killed his championship? Hopefully not. But nonetheless, you know, it wasn't on purpose. We didn't use any flashbacks of what I can remember either during the race. We may have used one, but that might have been it. It was a fantastic race from us anyway. You know, and yeah, you know, it was good. But anyway, we come here, obviously. This was the circuit where we got our first Mercedes race win last season in Season 3. So obviously this circuit to me is sort of like a defending circuit right now, or one of the circuits where I won a Grand Prix last season. So yeah, it's sort of like a circuit that obviously if I win this weekend would mean quite a lot to me, because obviously this circuit is where I got my first Mercedes victory. So obviously it certainly brings back memories, of course. And we didn't just win, we worked for that race win, I remember rightly. we were chasing down Raikkonen in the final few laps of the Grand Prix, and eventually we caught Kimi. I feel sorry for Kimi though, because Kimi rightfully, I think personally, was the driver who should have won and just didn't win. Like, I feel sorry for him in the sense that he missed out on an opportunity. Obviously don't feel sorry that he never won. Just, you know, I would like to see, you know what I mean, like, I earned my way there, but at the same time, I don't know how, you know, based on the strategy, tyres, everything indicates Kimi Raikkonen should have won that race, but didn't, but we'll take it as it was. But right now, we're gonna go on top, and that's also a purple for us, which is fantastic way to kick off our weekend here in China. And we're ahead of McLaren. Of course, you know, I expect to be, but don't get me wrong, I don't want to sound arrogant, but I didn't mean to say arrogant, I meant to say, I don't want to, you know, get too confident at this stage of the weekend. We don't know where, you know, our car is at the moment compared to the others, and we're still learning where the car is, you know. But right now, after so far the races that we've had, I'm gonna say realistically we're gonna be competing for the championship this season if we get things right, and that's obviously a if, remember. So we've got to get the things correct, but if we get everything correct, I honestly believe that we've got the car under us to compete for a championship. Right, through turns 1 and 2. I think this is fuel saving. I don't think it's tyre saving. The fuel saving is actually probably the hardest, I find, because you gotta meet the delta, but it's also so hard, as you can see, to keep the car within that green or purple even. I don't think it's gonna happen this lap. Definitely not now. We'll back off. Yeah, it's fuel saving. We'll go for a second lap. Balls.
That looked bad. Are you alright? Let me know.
Well, I think that's the end of our session. Right, we'll skip to qualifying. Why not? We're out. We crashed. I think, you know, I'm feeling the car was good. You know, overall initial feeling, car's good. I don't think that crash really gonna make too much of a difference. We were trying to do the fuel thing. It wasn't going to happen, I don't think, anyway, so yeah. I'm feeling reasonably confident going into qualifying. Don't get me wrong, I'm not over the moon. I don't think we're just there yet. I think we may need a bit, maybe more. I don't know whether to take off some front wing or to run with the same setup. The setup felt good anyway. The car felt stable, more or less. it didn't feel unstable. Like, you know, when you're doing that practice program though, it's so hard because you got to. It's a very, very weird one. Like, because obviously you got to match the target delta that obviously they're setting, which is very, very high for fuel saving. Don't get me wrong. And then obviously you've also got to well, you've got to virtually as well make sure you save fuel, and that's the hard bit, you know, to find that balance. Because if you don't save enough fuel, don't get me wrong, you're not going to pass. If you don't do the other one as well, get it within the target delta time, you're not going to pass. So it's very, very difficult, that is, you know. Now, obviously, I've got a bit of news to tell you all, guys. And, you know, obviously, I don't want to gloat or anything, but I have now passed my theory driving test, which, if you're just wondering, in the UK, all that means is basically you've passed this test. It allows you to complete now the practical effectively, so obviously that's really, really helpful. I've done that now, that's out of the way, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll pass the practical, and then we'll have officially a full driving license, which is amazing, you know what I mean, like, to have that driving, well, to get a driving license, of course. I'm going to focus, obviously, on it, that's something I'm dedicated to, you know, so, yeah, you know, fingers crossed, everything goes to plan in the next, few months. And then I'll officially be a full, legal, registered driver, fit enough to go on the road and drive cars, you know. Don't get me wrong, I've already driven a few cars in my life, so hopefully I'll pass the practical test now in a few months' time, but, you know, at least I've passed the first part of a test, so yeah. But anyway, let's focus on this then. Just warming up tyres, of course. Also, gotta be aware here, tyre wear is quite high. So you gotta be reasonably cautious on your out lap and then lap, because obviously tyre wear is very, very high here. Want it to be low as possible. Alright. I've found a corner through or down the start finish straight into turn one. Long turn one. Through turn two. On the power ASAP. Into turn four. Straighten the car up, get it again on that power, and this is really where you have to commit. Slightly offline. Something sounded very odd there. Sounded like something was stuck under the car. Certainly didn't sound right. Car felt okay though. As we now hitting our top speed, 220 down that back straight. That's the fastest I've ever been down that straight, and that's China, bear in mind. There you go, instantly replacing Charles Leclerc with a 1:30.1. How does that fare? I have no idea. But what I can tell you right now, it's provisional pole position. You know, for the time being. I feel like there's still time though in the bank. Certainly through the middle sector maybe. And I didn't feel, how can I put it, 100%.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
Alright, now we're just literally cautionally driving back to the pits. Picking up also a little bit of rubber. Trying to save them tyres as best as we can. It's been so gentle. But right now, we're on provisional pole position, which is obviously where we want to be. Right now, Verstappen, our big rival, or one of the big rivals that we're facing obviously this season, right now in second, so that's certainly the first telltale sign that our lap has been fairly good, of course. That's always how I always read into it. If one of your big rivals is certainly down, then that effectively is a telltale sign that you've done a decent lap anyway. So, you know, going to take a bit more fuel also out of the second lap, because we were running with a bit of excess fuel. So right now, as things stand, we are on pole position with a 1 minute 30.1. Could we get into the 129s? Personally, I don't see any reason why not, but, you know, but I'm talking about times, we've now just been demoted into P2, so, you know, Valtteri Bottas is P3, but just to let you know, if we want to get pole, we will have to get into the 129s anyway, so, yeah, that's a telltale sign, so what we've got to do now, so regardless of what happens, we've got to do a 129.853 to get pole position roughly. So actually probably a little bit more than that, though, realistically. Right, we'll go out with about 2 minutes 15. Right, there we go.
Garage, please. Car ready to leave.
Right, let's get out, get round, blister in that second lap. We'll have about 15 seconds to cross the line of what I'm aware, roughly. So, yeah. We'll have about 8 seconds. Right now we have about... So right now we've probably got about 10 seconds advantage, but we've got to get round, so is 10 seconds long enough? How are we already done 1% tyre wear? As I say, we need to commit through here. The middle sector, really. From here you usually get to about 55, so then it's about, so yeah, it should have time. Making sure car settings all in right order. Alright, let's go. Alright, on our second lap then. Through the first corner. Not posting fastest first sector, but nonetheless 2 tenths up on our best. Right now, half a second up. Away from that curb. That's annoying. Right, let's try and just utilize the speed. Brake as late as we dare. It's P3.
Nice job.
That was alright, I suppose. At least we'll be starting in the top 3 once again. So it's my teammate on pole position, then Marcus Ericsson getting second place, and we take P3. So not a bad, interesting lineup. My teammate Ericsson and then myself, but you know, nonetheless, you know, that's all right. There's a lot of strategy will obviously play a part going into the race. So obviously, if we get the right strategy, therefore, or make the right calls at the right time, therefore we've easily got a chance of winning this race easily. And we didn't get in the greatest 2 laps either. I think my teammate will win the rivalry now, almost certain. He only needs 1 more point, whereas we need 8 more points. But nonetheless, good qualifying then from us, or decent qualifying.
Qualifying performance.
So obviously that's obviously good going forth. And yeah, obviously this race is probably more important than any race, because the next race, well, you know, Baku, I don't really have much confidence around Baku. And Monaco also is going to be also another tricky one. So, really, the next race is really a sit-out race for us, because we can't really compete around there. Every time I've tried to compete around there, it's always gone tits up. That's a nice way to describe it.
Great starting.
So, for me, Baku is just a waste of time, really. So, this is going to be our best chance of a race win until probably Spain. If we don't win here, then obviously that's going to be probably the first big blow in the championship, really. But it will all require a good start. And it's certainly looking overcast. Weather forecast.
Repeat that. There's interference.
Weather report.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected. Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
So no rain expected, but hopefully it'll stay that way, because it's looking quite grim, looking a bit overcast. But nonetheless, in terms of Constructors' Championship, this is going to be huge as well. I just want to point out that, because right now, in terms of Constructors, well, Vettel and, well, Ferrari and Vettel and Raikkonen aren't really anywhere close to us in the constructors. Red Bull are probably our biggest rivals in the constructors. McLaren, I don't really know what they can do. Sauber, well, you know, they're just Sauber. So really this is going to be another hammer blow if we pull off a 1-2 result. Could that be back-to-back 1-2s for Mercedes and for us as a team? So that would be a huge result, in all fairness. But that's a if. Do bear in mind. There's no guarantee to that. But what there is a guarantee to, we are going to be starting in P3. Behind Marcus Ericsson and really our teammate.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient
So,
and watch for the lights.
obviously, in a minute, or less than a minute now, probably 30 seconds, it'll be lights out, and away we go. So, 5 red lights are beginning to turn on. 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go then for the Chinese Grand Prix, getting a little wheel spin off the line. Alonso pulls alongside. We take a bit more avoiding action going into turn 1 because we got Vettel on the inside. We're down into what is, I think, P6. So that's just given my teammate a huge opportunity at getting today's race win. Just so much wheel spin. Our starts are really where we're losing out a lot, but going down the inside, making a little bit of contact with Sebastian Vettel there on the inside, but nonetheless, getting back up into P4, it was still a clean move, despite the, you know, contact, but nonetheless, I think the advantage has to be with Valtteri Bottas now, who obviously is leading the Grand Prix, in terms of getting the race win, because we now still got to get past the 2 in front of Alonso and Ericsson. But nonetheless, we'll push on in the race and we won't let that affect our spirits. Last time out in Bahrain, we were quicker in the race than our teammate. It was only for a DRS failure, reason why we never won that race. So, you know, in terms of pace, I've got confidence as we now pull alongside Alonso and Ericsson up into second place on lap 2. A little bit of contact with Marcus Ericsson, I think, or one of the 2, but that was mainly their fault. So far, we've already gained back, well, gained a position really in this race, but we've gained back all positions that we've lost due to that start, and now it's just about really chasing down our teammate once again, hopefully. So right now my teammate's got a 2.7 second lead. As we head towards lap 3. Making a small mistake.
Okay, clear. Pit window open.
And
Let's
we
launch this lap.
doing fastest lap of the race. Kevin Magnussen's out of the race. As we're going to come in at the end of this lap. We will have the undercut strategy here, which is alright, I suppose. But in terms of our pace right now, we are strong.
Box this lap, please. Yellow flag.
Oh no. Alright, that's so far our worst lap of the race. We enter the pits. Alright, let's make it a clean pit stop, guys.
Go, go, go.
There we go. And we're set now on our way. And we'll come out in this lovely clean air.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Alright, this is where the race can be won or lost in this pit stop phase. Been on the undercut strategy, obviously. That will allow us the opportunity to undercut our teammate as long as we pose some good sectors in. Oh dear, we're so slow through there on these new tyres because they're still cold.
Valtteri is in the pits.
Just had no grip. So teammates in the pits. I don't think we're gonna jump him. Let's see though. No, teammates come out easily ahead of me. Even though his tyres may be cold right now, so that could certainly serve us a tiny advantage.
Come in, they're now on the soft tyre, softs on the car behind.
My teammate is really top trumping me this season. He's actually beaten me every single race we've had this season. He's not even allowed me to lay a finger on him. Which is a bit annoying, really. Right. Let's remember how we won this race last season. We came from behind. what we gotta do here. That's the closest we've been through this part of the track for a long, long time. As we are just pushing the car now right to its limit. Pushing maybe a bit too much. Never gonna give up though. We look so much closer to the back of Bottas this time as well again. And that gap is down to 1 point, is it 8 or 6? Pretty sure it said 6 there. As we pose the new fastest first sector as well.
Some information on Vettel. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
Right now though, forget about Vettel.
Some information on Alonso. They seem to have an issue.
Tell me about blaming Bottas.
Green flag.
I don't want my teammate to have an issue, but you know what? I would prefer him to.
Safety car deployed.
Oh, safety car.
Safety car has been deployed. Watch your
Oh
delta.
dear! Fuck! I spun on the safety car. Sorry. Right. Anyway, here safety car was deployed.
Okay, slow down, slow down.
Right, that has no effect on race, so don't worry.
Which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
So there we go. Safety car been deployed. Okay, on lap 8. Whilst we were chasing down Valtteri Bottas, we got a gap down to 1.7, I think, or somewhere in that region. The only thing now is Daniel Ricciardo will be able to catch us. Now, I'm just having to think. Would it be worth coming in for fresh tyres? Would it be stupid? We got a 9-second gap.
Drop your speed. Our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Is it worth it? Fresh tyres, ultra softs. Is that really worth it? No, it ain't. I'd much prefer any day to, you know, have track position than tyres. But now the race has been more or less neutralised by this safety car. Bottas will choose obviously when to go when the field is bunched up. Imagine we'll be probably racing again on either lap 10 or 11. This will sort of help me to keep my tyres fresh as well. And so in terms of fuel, well, I think we're safe to run to the end now. Don't have to worry about fuel anymore. So obviously right now just utilising or warming up tyres, as we should be racing, I would have thought by the end of this lap, or trying to warm up tyres. Right now it's just so hard to keep them our tyres in a warm place whilst travelling at such a slow speed. Obviously safety car travels at a much slower speed, but right now we're doing a right job at keeping tyres nice and warm. Having to do a lot of zigzagging and a lot of burnouts, of course. Right, anyway, safety car should, I would have thought, come in this lap. On basis there's only a small number of laps to go.
Safety car in this lap, safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember there is no overtaking until the first safety car line. Stay in position until the green flags.
Make sure every single button is ready. Keeping tyres nice and warm. Alright, Bottas is gone. And we're following in hot pursuit as well. Ricciardo in third then. So as the final few laps now have begun, it's all about just finding a way past Valtteri Bottas, and he has gone on them. How has he done that? What on earth's gone on behind? Last time I accidentally took Ricciardo out. Where's he going? What is he thinking of there? That is... pathetic. He deserves that. Idiot. I don't know what he was thinking of, going down the well, around the outside there. You're never gonna be able to do it. I've never known stupidity like that. Anyway, let's put that behind us and let's crack on and win this race. So,
we have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
alright, lap 12. Come on, Mercedes, power me to victory. Come on. Look, if you win, I will give you a beer. If I've got any in my fridge. Oh dear, no, 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 no. Yes.
DRS has been enabled.
Come on.
DRS is now enabled.
Come on, car. Come on. That safety car, effectively, I think, has been the chink in our side. I honestly think a safety car can be good, but also a safety car can be bad. I think that safety car has given Bottas another win. And what's annoying, even though we'll be second in the championship, we'll be further behind this stage than we were last season.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
I just want to use a flashback from here. Yeah. But it's disappointing.
This is your final lap of the race.
I've got nothing to say. Well, I do have something to say. It's been a good race. But I'm just a bit annoyed. We're going to be 17 points behind. Last season at this stage we were 9 points. And we're going into Baku. And if my teammate wins there, that's 43 points. He's already ahead of me, more or less. Sorry about those numerous flashbacks. I've got to come up with a plan to sabotage my teammate's race. In Baku. Or to upset his party, because right now, whatever we do, it's just not happening for us. Here the safety car won in the race.
Well done, good finish.
You know.
Achieve what we asked. Good job.
Yeah, here the safety car won in the race. Last time it was the DRS failure. When is it going to be us? Like, you know, that's the question. Don't get me wrong, the championship is by no means over. We are sat in the second best seat at the moment. But right now, I'm a bit disappointed because we're now 17 points. And yeah.
Who was your driver of the day? Well, after a drive,
I'm happy as a team. We are on top. As a team, we're doing well. But as a, you know, like, don't get me wrong, the team's the team championship. Obviously, I want to win that for the team. Okay, but at the same time, I also want to take the top prize that a driver can take. And yeah, you know.
Another podium. You must be getting used to it up there. That was an epic battle today. How do you think this will play out? Have you learned a lot from your battle with your rival? Do you have any comments about the collisions? Great! Well, that's everything.
That's annoying, though. But anyway, nonetheless, you know, because we didn't win in China doesn't mean we can't win the championship still. But also, I just want to point out a fact. Also, well, it's not really a fact, but majority of drivers that have failed to win the first two races, or one of the first 4 races of the season, has never gone on to win the championship.
We've received invitations to new historic events. You'll be able to choose whether or not to participate before the end of this weekend.
Anyway, we're going to make a few upgrades.
Ferrari, and they think your attitude and results might be a good fit for their team. We can talk to them at our next contract review if you're interested. Let's see what kind of...
But right now, it's certainly myself and my teammate sharing the spotlight. Right, we're going to make a few upgrades. So therefore we have just some bits and bobs going forth. We're fine on that, you know, so don't have to worry about that. So, right, there we go. So, obviously, a few more upgrades should help out. Okay, we'll skip to, obviously, next race weekend. See if some of them upgrades that we've selected have worked. Or, well, not worked, but certainly been added to the car. See how that affects performance chart. And, obviously... then that will be today's video, and it's only now 9 days until the new Formula 1 season begins in Australia, so it's less than, well, it's about 1 week and 2 days now to go, which is, well, it's exciting, I would say. That's the best way I could describe it, you know. Cannot wait myself for the championship, so, you know, obviously it's quite exciting to note. But yeah, you know, obviously, yeah.
Okay, we had the new parts come through from the factory.
We'll get them on the car ahead of FP1.
So, there you go then. Of course. So, new parts have been added to the car. Just have a look at how that doesn't really affect it much, but I guess marginal gain, I presume. So yeah, you know, nonetheless, still. Anyway, see you all next time for another video. Hopefully, Baku maybe could actually turn things around. Who knows? We'll give it a try. But also next week, next video will be probably a two-parter special sort of thing. So it might include Spain. Most likely will include Spain as well, because obviously, usually on past performance, I'll just show you past results in Baku from previous seasons. So last season I finished here. I finished in 14th. Season before, finished 16th. Season before, finished well, didn't even finish. So there you go. But, you know, I've always simmed the race here, because obviously I don't see the point of racing when, you know, I'm not going to be in the chance for a podium or points, or even getting the necessary, you know, target. So obviously I find it pointless. Anyway, see you all next time for another round of F1 2018.